In the last episode, we sailed from New Zealand to Norfolk Island.
First night on the ocean. We expect to have at least one more night before we reach Norfolk. Probably at the end Friday, somewhere Friday evening, Friday night. This is the average VMG on the right bottom side. Wind is turning, it's time to put the jib on now.
Going ashore in Norfolk Island was a bit of a challenge. The locals, they don't leave their boats in the water because of the swell, and they lift it out immediately when they come back. And we tried to do it with the anchor, but that got stuck.
Well, coming in with the dinghy, you have to go around here. So it's 5:05 local time, I guess. And the wind was picking up already. Last night when we were asleep, the swell came bigger and bigger. We were kind of surfing on the anchor.
Some final shots of the island. Unfortunately, the weather is really shitty, but at least you have an idea how it looked like.
This is about as high as the Nouméa goes, with the new cross beam being a bit shorter. Now the apparent wind is above 7, and that's basically what it really needs to get going. Well, if I pull it any closer, it's going to hit the stanchions over there. Doesn't really help. 388 miles to go. And we have to do 7 knots, so that's going to be easy. To be there before dark. And chances of getting there too early in the morning are not that big in the meantime, as we didn't have wind for the first 3 hours. You can't really see it. There's a cloud there in the grays. On the radar you see that there are rain showers over there. So we expect to get more wind there. Norfolk is disappearing in the distance.
So we were so lucky with the weather window, because we had to go out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning to escape from the rolly anchorage. We just ended up in a beautiful zone of wind. Not too much, not too little, just perfect.
But including a very slow start, we're doing almost 9 knots on average. We're going over 9 knots later on, because the last couple of hours were above 10. So we're in night mode now. We rolled in the Gennaker and didn't feel like putting the code 0 up. It's all wet and cold and whatever. It's going to be much better to sleep like this. We prefer to arrive in Nouméa in the light in the morning instead of in the middle of the night, as there are several reefs around New Caledonia. Marek is saying that it will be gusting 24-25 until 2 a.m. So another 7 hours from now. And then the wind will go down. So let's sail with the jib at least until we change at midnight. I go to sleep now, and Marijke is wide awake, as you can see. Well, the disadvantage is that we can forget about catching up with the other boats. Well, in the meantime, it doesn't matter, as the wind is turning. We needed to fill in the Jenica anyway. Finally it's blue instead of grey and rainy. Really lucky, still have wind, and the boats in front of us have a lot less. They all go 5.5. We go 3-4 knots faster at the moment. Finishing all the fresh food. We should see Nino appearing on radar shortly. No, not yet. They are in the race. They're about 31 miles in front of us. But AIS isn't reaching that far. We only see the commercial vessels. That's a long time ago that we made a video. So Marijke is watching the in-between result before she does the voiceover. We can publish it pretty soon after we arrive in New Caledonia and have internet. Still going strong. We're going 4 to 5 knots faster than the boats in front of us. It's just the timing. Well, maybe the boat's a little bit faster, but of course not that much. But they are exactly in the area where the wind has dropped, and we are even getting a little bit more wind from the back, which they will get later on as well. Sun is setting again. We expect to arrive at the reef at Nouméa at daybreak. Marijke just went to bed at 11 and she can sleep now until we arrive at Nouméa. Full moon, put the small jib up, the slow is a little bit down. It's 11 in the evening now, we're about 8 miles behind Ninjo and the other boats are just in front of there. We're in heading mode to make it easy for the freighter behind us. It's always difficult as a sailboat will never have a very constant speed while sailing.
The reefs around Nouméa are impressive, but the passes through the reefs are very easy. They are wide enough to sail in, and there's not a lot of current or waves, especially not with this weather. So it was a very nice experience to go sailing in just behind New York.
It's what
go in front of chaps.
And as soon as we are in the harbor the next day, the weather is really bad.
It's a nice day to catch up with the video editing again.
We feel for the guys who are still on the water, like NopNop, Vitia and Saga and that is coming from the other side. We are so happy to be in the harbor and to be able to rest. So we include some images from Saga. They ended up in the really bad weather, and as you can see, especially the thunderstorms, for me that is so frightening. They had a huge squall, luckily during daylight, with winds up to 58 knots. And luckily they had their sail down just in time, and they could manage on the engines. And then during the night, absolutely crazy, so many lightnings. Really, really scary. In the meantime, we are in Nouméa, and even in the harbor the weather is terrible, and also with the wind from this direction the waves directly roll in.
Saga is the pink one there.
Saga is the pink one, then it's Vitia, and then it's NopNop. Again,
So this is 3/4 of an hour ago.
yeah, again without autopilot, so they are already steering almost the whole trip by hand. And this is Chamagui. We didn't see them for a long time. They came straight from French Polynesia or
I
Fiji,
guess,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, so everybody's monitoring what they're doing and keeping in touch. 22:38, and we are 22:17, so 20 miles.
Yeah.
They're on their way now.
C'est une belle arrivée, ouais. Un chenal étroit et 35 nœuds de vent, génial.
And it is nice and blue and warm, just between the squalls. The GLYWO guys are there, as always. Oh, there's the rain again.